What's up, you guys? Sean Ross Sapp here for the Fightful.com podcast for July 14th, brought to you by DraftBeast.com. Soon, I will be joined by Vince Russo. He's having some home decor updated and is running a little bit behind, but it's okay. He's been briefed on the rules of this mock draft that I've been hyping up, and I'm going to brief you guys on the rules a little bit. So the way that we're going to do this, we're going to go hopefully anywhere between 15 to 25 picks. I have an interview scheduled in about an hour, so we gotta finish it up before then. But 15 to 25 picks. A few rules: Triple H, Undertaker, Ryback. These three people not selectable. Ryback, because his contract status is unknown, can't pick him. Undertaker, also kind of up in the air, don't know. Brock Lesnar, pickable. Roman Reigns, even though he's suspended, pickable. Triple H, also not pickable. Tag teams can be selected individually or collectively. So if for some reason Vince is like, I want Simon Gotch, but to hell with Aiden English, he can do that. If he wants to do that just to maybe he wants to split up a team to hurt me more than he wants it to keep it together for him. Maybe down the line, who knows? Who knows? Some of the criteria we're going to go with is that only officially contracted WWE talent can be picked. So, there are a few people who haven't been officially contracted, Eric Young being one of them. So he can't be picked. If that changes over the next hour or so, sure, whatever, why not? Also, Vince is going to be doing a column this weekend, as will I, where we put together a card based on our rosters, and you all will pick out on Twitter at Fightful Online who the winner is. So that's going to be a big part of this. You all will decide. I realize I am at the mercy of Vince's followers right now because he's got let me see how many Twitter followers Vince Russo has. I have 3,800. Whoop-de-doo. Vince has 41.7 thousand. So he's going to have the leg up on me there. But you all will read my column, read his column, read the cards, and you will decide who wins. A few more bits of information. I'm doing a supplemental draft afterwards. So that will go down. Basically, I will select at random a number of talents in which even out our rosters. Not as it pertains to depth, but as it pertains to population. We will have roughly the same number of people on those rosters. Now, in this column, maybe say Vince drafts Titus O'Neil and Heath Slater, but he doesn't want the rest of the social outcasts. Well, he can specify in that article, hey, I got them and I'm putting Slater Gator back together. We can only hope. Personally, I hope that's one of the things that happens. So, yeah. Mock draft coming up soon. Vince right now is at the mercy, he says, at the mercy of the guy setting up his blinds in his house right now. So I just got to kill some time. We're going to talk a little bit about NXT Cruiserweight Classic. We'll do that. Also, the Ronda Rousey thing. Don't know if you all saw the new ad, the new Reebok ad that Ronda Rousey did. But she basically, she hasn't really spoken out a lot about her loss to Holly Holm, very briefly in an interview, but, where she talked about how she contemplated suicide, which is kind of crazy after an MMA loss. But, she hadn't dealt with loss in MMA before, but she did this Reebok ad that said not being perfect is fine because people who are perfect don't have an opportunity for redemption and to silence critics. Hopefully she comes back. She's a big draw. And, yeah, I think that's a good first step. She did appear at a luncheon to talk about her ad campaign, which I think has something to do with body image and things of that nature. So good for her. I hope that she comes back. It's been 9 months, and since that, in the last 9 months, there have been 4 UFC women's bantamweight champions. Just unreal. If you missed last night's UFC Fight Night, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, I forgot there was even a show until Tuesday, until one of our writers, Justin, told me that there was. That show was unbelievable, probably the best show over the last week. Myself and Showdown Joe did a recap or a podcast last night covering it. Just great. The Venata-Tony Ferguson fight, even if you're not an MMA fan, go back, watch that fight because it's unreal. A couple other news bits. Moose debuted for TNA this week. When's the last time that TNA has really been able to say that they got the hottest free agent in wrestling? And he might be. I had some people saying Kurt Angle. Nah, I mean, he's the biggest name, but he doesn't have much of an upside to him. Also, Kenny Omega did an interview with Sports Illustrated this week and pretty much said he has a standing offer from NXT. The full story is on Fightful.com, so check that out. But he said that he's spoken with people that are at the head of NXT, and they said, if you want to come down, let us know. And the second your visa is in place, you're on TV next week, as he should be. He's really good. But he says he wants to come with the Young Bucks, and he certainly made it seem like they were going to come together eventually. It wasn't like, well, I'd like to. It seems like the type of thing that he thinks is a foregone conclusion. Now, I can't speak for him, but that's what it seemed like. That's the inference I got. Raw rating, it's up. Everybody expected that after the 4th of July holiday. It was going to be low. A couple of UFC notes in our fight size update, MMA update. Chael Sonnen said he's done fighting. Now, he said that before, but really anything Chael Sonnen says you kind of got to take with a grain of salt. But he seems like he's really done fighting. Now, I feel like if UFC offered him a ton of money to fight, say, an Anderson Silva again at 205 pounds, he might do it. But he's taking the stance that he's done. But, a lot of people will take that stance and then change their minds. Gerald Harris, former UFC fighter who was unjustly cut, he says he's coming back, which means I got to talk to him again and change an entire feature that I wrote on him that's supposed to come out next week because it was about how he didn't want to fight again. So I'll be talking to him again soon about he's trying to get a fight. He tried to get a fight with a couple of the 170-pounders that pulled out. So there is that. UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion Amanda Nunez injured her hand at UFC 200, but got the news that she wouldn't require surgery, according to MMA Fighting. That is good news. Conor McGregor, Holly Holm won ESPY Awards. McGregor for Best Fighter, Holly Holm for Best Upset at the ESPYs Wednesday night. Wilson Hayes, who was set to face Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson, is remaining on the UFC 201 card. He is facing, I think, Sean Santella, some person who I've never seen fight before. Bad timing for the UFC because Luis Smolka had offered to take that fight, but it was a little too late. Triple H is one of the few WWE heads that has actually really spoken out about Brock Lesnar's UFC fight, called Brock Lesnar a once-in-a-lifetime athlete. You didn't see them promoting this fight at all until the day of, when they had, Brock Lesnar interviews and weigh-ins and things like that. But now that he's won, it's all good, right? It's all good. Oh, the NXT Back to Brooklyn card. So some of the cards that are out there are not official. There are a couple fights or a couple of matches that were not confirmed that need to be confirmed. But right now, the card looks like Shinsuke Nakamura versus Samoa Joe for the NXT Championship. That's going to be good. There's no way around it. That could be a WWE match of the year contender. Asuka versus Bayley in a rematch. Asuka looking like she's playing a heel on NXT TV, or at least trying to. So I don't know how that'll play out with Asuka being as popular as she is. And Bayley, of course, is always popular. But it seemed like it was waning just a little bit. Not a whole lot. Just a little bit. Looks like the Revival versus Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. As you may have seen on the site yesterday, Gargano finishing up his indie dates, probably with the September 11th Evolve show. Fightful.com's Rob McCarran reported that on his Voices of Wrestling live show. I encourage you to check that out as well. As it turns out, Ciampa is also finishing up his indie dates. That's good. These two needed to be on the roster. I think that's a good move. Ciampa and Gargano are a great team. I can't wait to see their Cruiserweight Classic match. Probably as excited to see that match as any else. And now we have the man himself, Vince Russo. Vince, I got to say something. For you just having blinds installed, it looks awfully bright in there.
No, not in my office, right next door.
Well, we are ready to draft, my friends. Vince, let me ask the people, can you see Vince when he talks? Vince, say something.
Hello, everybody. Vince Russo here, ready to wipe the mat with Sean Ross Sapp.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. You're not wiping the mat with anything except for your own tears. They say no, they can't see you. Great. Now I got to figure out how to do that. Okay, so I let them set up your lower third there, Vince. I let them know about the rules.
Okay.
Let them know all about that. Now, as I'm going to try to figure out this camera situation. As I do, I want you to explain to them your goals for this draft, your strategy, perhaps, your insight. What are you going for? What kind of show are you going to produce?
Well, it's going to be in my lower third when they see me talk. Hold on a second, Sean. They can't see me yet, though. Okay.
Yeah, they can see you.
Can they see me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, my strategy is to just beat your ass. It's that simple. I don't know if you gotta censor me, whatever you gotta do.
We don't have to censor. We don't have to censor anything.
My
James put bullshit in an article that he wrote the other day.
There you go. My strategy is to make this the most entertaining show on television, not in wrestling, on television. I am looking for entertainers. You could get all the great workers. I want the entertainers.
Hey, and you know what? I'll take the guys that'll do both, and you can have a bunch of 40-minute headlocks on your show for all I care, Vince. So let me see if this screen share will work. I have a very janky method in which I am keeping this draft. Let's see here. Screen share. Hope I don't pop my pay invoice up there. There we go. Do you all see this? You see it? Does our audience see it? Let me know, you guys. Vince, I'm even giving you the first pick. I'm taking pity on you.
That was going to happen anyway, bro. Seniority. I get the first pick.
Oh, come on. What have you accomplished? You act like you're a former WCW champion or something.
I am a former. Okay, listen. Are we ready to do this, bro?
I'm ready to do this. I got to interview Melvin Gillard very shortly. So yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready, guys.
So I go. Right?
Somebody says blurry, but yes, I will fix this.
Yeah.
It's not that blurry. You guys can piss off with that. Vince Russo, who is your first pick?
Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar. He's never there, but Brock Lesnar. Ooh.
Let me explain something to you. Unlike the WWE, where I do not understand why they do the things they do, Sean, if I have Brock Lesnar at one TV, I will parlay that into 4 TVs.
I agree with that. I think that is a great thing to do. Yeah. I don't know why when they have him at a show, they don't do pre-tapes. Have him kicking Heath Slater's ass backstage and show that in a month. He just showed up to kill somebody. I'm
Now,
cool
did
with
you
that.
say? Wait a minute. I know my hearing's a little off because I'm getting older. Did you say your number one pick was Golden Truth? So I go now. All right, number two.
I'm going to take John Cena.
All right, good
I'm going
choice.
with John Cena, and I know who you're going to take.
I don't think you do, bro.
I think I do.
I don't think you do.
I think I do.
I don't think you do. Are you going to put in John Cena in the box so we can keep everybody up to date?
Yeah, of course. There it is.
All right, you ready, bro? I don't think you think I'm going to pick this person.
Go ahead.
But he has grown on me since we got rid of the freaking ball and chain around his ankle that was killing him. Thank God we got rid of that, because now I'm a big fan of his. One of the few people on the roster that appears mad on a weekly basis. He's actually mad at people, this guy. That's why I think I like him. Bro, I'm going with Seth Rollins, number 2.
Seth Rollins. That's a hell of a pick. I like it.
Do you want to fold up tent now, Sean, or you want to keep?
No, I'm gonna do the predictable thing. I'm gonna pick Roman Reigns because I think that Roman Reigns versus John Cena is a big time match. I do, and there are gonna be some people, that don't like that. There are gonna be some people that think that, Sean, that's a bad call. You got Roman Reigns and you got John Cena, and they got 4 moves. I don't care.
Sean, I think that's an excellent pick. I really do. I think I'm a Reigns guy. I have no problem saying that. I think Rollins is a little bit more versatile than Reigns. But that would have been my next choice.
So who is your next choice?
Bro, my next choice, and bro, I talk about it every single time we get together. They have ruined these guys. These guys should be so much freaking over than they are now. It's not even funny. I am picking the Wyatt family.
That's a good pick for several reasons, in my opinion. You get 4 guys. And they're, they can work as heels. They can work as baby faces. So I got to take Dean Ambrose. He's the world champion right now. So I get that title. So whatever title that you get, whatever championship that you get, people are going to look at it and they're going to go, it's not really the world championship. That's just some phony belt. That's some plastic toy belt. So I want to know who your 4th pick is.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, bro, I like Dean Ambrose because you got to also take into account, Sean, this is your show. So, how would you book him? What would you do with Ambrose? Ambrose is another guy, bro, that they've totally killed. Bro, the guy perhaps gives more effort than anybody else on the show. If booked correctly, he would be at a much higher level than he is now. So that's a very good choice, bro. Okay, bro. I'm going to go with youth here. Okay?
I know who you're taking.
You know who I'm taking, bro. I'm in love with this team. I've made no bones about it. I'm going with my boys Enzo and Kaz.
And I agree with that. They were going to be my next pick. But because of that, I got to take the club. And that includes AJ Styles.
Well, wait a minute now.
Oh!
You got 2 separate names on here, bro. You got AJ Styles, and then you got Carl Anderson and Gallows.
So I'll take AJ Styles then.
All right. Listen, don't try to pull a quick one off over the veteran.
Are you trying to accuse me of trying to swerve?
You just tried to pull the quick one off the crafty veteran. Bro, ain't gonna happen, bro, Sean. Ain't gonna happen. Hey, Sean, do me a favor. Where is Enzo and Kaz on this list?
I don't know. They might not even be on there. I may have tried to swerve you there too.
Yeah, I don't see them on here. Okay, they're on here someplace though. All right, so you took AJ Styles, correct?
Correct.
All right, so now it's my turn, right?
Yes.
I'm going to tell you what I'm going to go, bro, because I want versatility.
Sure.
Sean. And I'm going with, far and away, the best women's wrestler on the roster, the
Eva Marie.
WWE Women's Champion, Charlotte.
Respect that. I will counter that with who I think could be a very versatile trio in the New Day. I get a tag team, I get a dominant tag team, and I get a guy in Big E that I think that I could parlay into a single star eventually. So I am taking the New Day.
You can have them, and you can have them, Mr. Sapp.
I'll take them.
All right, here we go. Now, let's see now.
I have to say, you're doing much better than my counterpart Rob McCarron did in our previous draft.
I'm going to tell you what I'm going to go with here, bro. I want to go with, Brock, Seth. I want a little experience on this card. I don't care what anybody says. I still think he's a drawing card. And I'm going with Y2J.
Okay. Cool. Chris Jericho. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with a guy, and even though I'm picking against you, Vince, I just want to be sure. I think this guy has it all, and he doesn't have to say a word, and his name is Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh, gosh.
That's right, Vince. What do you think about that pick?
No, I like him. I like him, bro. I like him, Sean. So seriously, I think that's a good pick. But I'm glad you didn't pick who I thought you were going to pick because, bro, I should have picked him over Jericho, and I saw him too late. So that's who I thought you were going to pick, bro. So I'm glad. I'm picking Orton.
Randy Orton. That was next up on pretty much on my queue, I'll say. He's another versatile guy. You can use him in the mid card. You can use him up top. Lots of stuff you can do with him. Perhaps. No, you know what? I feel safe here. I'm going to take Kevin Owens at number 7, even though I'm pretty sure I could have dropped him to 20.
I think so, bro.
And you wouldn't have picked him.
I got to tell you something, Sean. When you do a draft like this, like every move is vital. And when you make that one mistake, that was the one mistake, bro, because you could have waited 10 more picks and I would not have chosen Kevin Owens.
Well, there you go.
So I think you opened the door for me a little bit, bro. And I'm telling you who I'm going with. Again, bro, a talent they've killed. A talent that if Vinny Rue had the book would be a huge heel. They were getting there. They dropped the ball. I'm picking it up with Rusev and Lana.
I like that pick too. I think that Rusev could be I think Rusev could be a challenger to the guy you have at number 1.
I do too.
So I mean, that's a hell of a pick. It's not as clear cut now. We're getting down. It's, some choices here. Now, here's the reason why I question this. I'm not going to say they have the same physique, but the guy I'm picking, for my liking, maybe has a physique a little too similar to my last pick, but I think he can be really valuable, and that's Samoa Joe.
Oh, God, it's ever number 2. This is where the landslide starts.
Let's see what the people think, Vince.
This is where the landslide starts. Okay.
Wait until I put this card together, Vince.
All right, this is a little tough now, but I'm going to tell you who I really like, and I think people are going to be surprised. I think he's got a ton of potential, Sean. And
sure.
There's still a lot of good names on this list. I am very high on Baron Corbin.
Indeed you are, and that is one you could have gotten away with picking much later.
Fair enough.
Much later.
Fair enough.
I'm going to move with a few of the fresh names. It looks like you're going to be running Raw, and I'll be running SmackDown. And I kind of like the idea of having Joe and Nakamura and another fresh name on there. who has proven that he can be a popular guy. He has a great entrance. I'm going Finn Balor.
Can I tell you what's happening here, bro?
That I'm picking all the internet.
You're going niche market, Sean. You're going niche market here, bro. I'm getting the masses back to wrestling, bro. And I'm going to tell you,
Baron Corbin and Charlotte?
Bro, you know who I'm going with next to get the masses back? And I don't care who says what, bro. I need
Mark Henry.
I need the hottest looking woman on this show. I'm going with Nikki Bella.
Nikki Bella. I think she's underrated as a worker, personally. I really do. Since you took Nikki Bella, I'm going to take the woman who's been getting the biggest reactions from the crowd, Sasha Banks.
Okay. Sasha Banks you're going with, huh?
Yeah.
All right, let me see here now. Give me a minute. God, bro, believe it or not, there's some people I don't even know on this list.
Oh, I'm sure there are. I'm hoping. Big Show's still out there, Vince. You want to take him? Bring the masses back?
All right.
Bring some mass back, all right.
You went with Sasha. Okay. Because I'm trying to keep track of who you're bringing to here. Okay. I'm going to tell you who I'm going with. Okay, bro. You know who I got to go with this? Some people I still like. Yeah, I'm going to go with Anderson and Gallows at this point.
Damn it. Well, you know what? I think that Styles can survive on his own. I do. I'm telling you, you're missing out not having Balor or Styles, because either one of them make a good leader for those two to be cronies for. Let's see here. Let's take a look up and down this roster. Bayley. I think Bayley can appeal to a demographic that the WWE wants to get a hold of. And, and I think that would, and plus, she's proven to be a good foil to Sasha Banks as well.
I don't disagree with that, Sean. I think that's a very good pick. Bro, you know what the problem is, Sean? I trust Bayley in the hands of Sean Ross Sapp. I don't trust Bayley in the hands of Vince McMahon. Quite honestly,
I agree,
because they got a gold mine on their hands with her. But I'm going to go with a little sentimental favorite here, bro. And there are probably a couple of people that I could choose before her, but I'm going with a sentimental favor. I'm going with my girl Paige.
Also a good pick. I see the women coming off the board here, and I don't want to fall behind you in this. Now, I don't know what will happen with the women's title. We really don't know at this point. So, that's a big question. That's a big question mark. I really didn't want to take her this early, but I'm going to go with Becky Lynch just because I need to fill out that female roster. I need to fill it out.
Very early, Sean, for Becky Lynch.
Way too early, in my opinion. But
hey, Sean, I'm looking at the top 12 now, like everybody else is looking at. Do you just want to throw in the towel now, or
no? I'm definitely beating you. I'm definitely beating you.
All right, I'll tell you. I'm gonna go experience. I'm gonna go veteran. I'm gonna go hot chick. I'm gonna go the package of the Miz and Maurice.
Miz and Maurice. I think the Miz has been fantastic in his latest run. I think Maurice has given him a new lease on life, so to speak.
I agree.
Not that he was ever bad. I mean, well, as a babyface, he was terrible. I wish I could spell Maurice. There we go. Now, up next, who do I got? Kind of salty that you took Enzo and Cass so early, because they were going to be my next pick. They were going to be that next pick.
There's golden truths out there.
Yeah, I see that. I sure do.
Just telling you.
Man, I've got a lot of people in the comment section saying, Sean, don't let Vince goad you. You stick with your gut.
Stick with your gut, yeah. I mean, we've seen how well that's done this far.
Hey, it's done very well. And I know you're not taking these people, but I think they're the best pick. And you probably don't even know who they are. American Alpha.
Oh, my gosh, bro. You sure you don't want to throw in the towel right now?
Yeah, because in a year, I'm going to bring this show up to you, and you're going to look up and down these rosters. You're going to say, damn, Sean, you were right. You were right all along.
So the American Alphas are who you want.
I sure do.
All right. I'm trying to look for them on this list. I don't see them. I have to come back and look for them. All right, bro.
And they may be under Gable and Jordan.
Gable and Jordan. Okay. I'm going with a internet favorite. And he's a favorite of mine as well. Again, bro, a guy, and I think he's going very late in the draft here. Bro, horribly booked, this guy. Okay, Sean Ross Sapp. I'm going with Mr. Cesaro.
Cesaro, he has proven, and I think if you're handling Raw, which supposedly you are, if you get the first pick, I think Cesaro is a good pick for one reason in particular. If you need a guy to go out there and fill time and do a 20-minute match, that's your guy.
We don't do 20-minute matches on my show, bro.
On a 3-hour show.
That ain't happening, bro. That ain't happening.
Oh my God. Oh dear God.
Bro, I think we got a little discrepancy here, bro. Hold on, bro. I think you're freaking trying to pull one over. See, I knew I couldn't trust you.
What?
I don't see alpha males on this list, or who? Gable and who?
Gable and Jordan?
I don't see them on here at all, bro.
Were you going to pick them?
Maybe.
Yeah, I bet you were.
I just wanted, for the record, this draft is now under protest because you did not put them on this list, bro.
This is how Vince negotiates, you guys. This is how the deals with Podcast One get done. Vince just calls them up, and he's like, "I'm doing this under protest," and all this.
What are they called? American Alpha?
American Alpha.
Oh, they're on here, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I lift the protest.
I'm taking Alberto Del Rio.
Good. I love him, bro. That's a great pick.
At 14, I should have taken him earlier. Kind of forgot he was even still there.
That's a great pick, bro. Oh, bro, I just saw a name that kind of jumped off the page at me a little bit.
Tyler Breeze. Go ahead and write it down for you. I got to say, I don't know if you've seen their backstage stuff with Fandango. They got some pretty funny stuff going on.
Let's not get panicky. All right, bro. Now, listen, even though I do need, what are we up to now?
15 already. Yeah. We're busting through this.
Okay, bro. Okay, Del Rio, you pick, right? Sean Ross Sapp. Sean Ross Sapp, I'm going to pick somebody. I think this is going to surprise you. You ready?
Sure.
Asuka.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I wondered to myself if maybe I would have a few too many international talents that couldn't speak. So I was kind of holding off. I played into your game, Vince Russo, and I'm pissed off. I'm not doing it anymore.
What are you going with, bro?
I'm just saying.
Golden Truth?
I was like, I can wait and pick Asuka later.
I know Asuka. Hey, bro, I watch NXT. Bro, just because I don't put it over doesn't mean I don't watch it.
Dolph Ziggler. I'm going to take Dolph Ziggler.
That's good, bro. That's good.
I think he's another versatile name. He's proven he can work in a few spots. So I think I'll go with him.
I'm going to pick Sean, and there are so many underrated people on this list because they've been underutilized. This may be the most, and I think you would possibly agree with me on this, bro. I'm going to pick Titus O'Neil.
No, I do not agree with you on that.
All right. What do you know?
I think that Titus O'Neil is a great hot tag guy, but that's about it. Plus the stories I've heard about him in developmental. Concussion City for people working with him. Now, it's getting down to the nitty gritty. And a lot of these picks are guys that are maybe too young or too old, but they have to be picked. But no, actually, that's not true.
Show?
No, I'm not gonna take him because I know I can wait. I see a lot of people that are saying take Austin Aries. I don't want Austin Aries.
Sure, maybe the Shining Stars.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're on TV. technically, I think, right now. They're on Superstars. I'm going to go with the Dudley Boyz.
I cannot believe you. I can't believe you passed him up. I can't believe that I'm picking him. But how many guys do I have now?
I fell for it again. I know who you're about to pick.
What are we up to?
17.
Okay. Well, now, being that we have 16 on a side now, Sean, these guys need a way to get from the hotel to the arena. Somebody's got to shuttle these guys back and forth, bro. So I am going with Sami Zayn.
And maybe we can orchestrate a trade. We do reserve that option. That will be mentioned in the columns. If Vince and I, between now and Saturday or so, whenever the columns go up, if one of us says, man, I got to get this stinker off my roster, let's make this work. We do reserve that right. We can do that. Rob McCarron and I think, traded Titus O'Neil and Blake for Murphy and Tamina or something like that. Something ridiculous. But looking up and down this, and I know I'm more familiar with the NXT roster than you. So I'm going to go ahead and utilize that. I'm going to take a girl who I think has improved a lot. Actually, no, I'm not. I'll hold off on that. I will take Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, who you don't know, but you will know.
All right.
Because I need some teams to work with the Dudleys and the American Alpha and New Day.
God, bro, I swear, like some of these guys, like I have no idea who Rich Swann is. Like no idea.
You won't for like another year or two.
All right.
He wasn't getting picked. He probably won't even be in the supplemental.
I have no idea who Andrada Cien Almas is.
Good. Keep don't knowing. He's the most over guy in Mexico. He wears suspenders too. You'd probably like that.
And what number are we up to?
We are up to 18.
All right, I'm gonna go with a team I like. I'm gonna go with the Vaudevillains.
The Vaudevillains. Aiden English, technically in that Guerrero wrestling family now. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
He married Eddie's daughter.
Really?
Or is marrying her. One or the other. I'm going to take Apollo Crews, even though he has shown no semblance of a personality. He had some tweets that surfaced that Big E was kind of pissed off at. Don't know if you saw that. Where he was calling Big E small and short like 3 years ago. I think that they could make a good fake nice guy gimmick out of Apollo Crews, where he just pretends to be nice to everybody, but in reality, he's a condescending jackass.
You gotta be talented to pull that off, bro. You can't give that to anybody.
Sure. We're at 19 now.
Oof. All right, bro. This is gonna surprise some people, but I think she has star power. I know she can't work.
Eva Marie.
I'm looking for ratings. Yes, Eva Marie.
I will counter that by taking Alexa Bliss, who I think looks better than Eva Marie and can work. Has gotten better and better and better. So I'm going to go with Alexa Bliss. I think that helps solidify, a top 4 in my women's division, at least for right now.
Can you put up the gimmick, bro?
Sure.
All right, let me just see. So I got 1, 2. Can you put it back up? I lost it.
Whoops. Oh, that's our old mock draft. Let's see here. Let me find it.
Okay. Yeah, I got to look at it, though, before I pick.
There we go.
All right, here we go. 1, 2. Oh, oh boy, I got plenty of women on here, huh? All right, bro. Oh, you know who I'm going to go with, bro? Let's do a little international flavor.
Sure.
Hideo Itami.
Hasn't exactly clicked yet, but an idea that I had for him, he didn't adapt to the WWE style. I think it'd be cool if he had a gimmick where he hated those NXT fans. You know how loud they are.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah.
And he brought out like 3 or 4 quiet Japanese fans that he sits in a
and they sit there and they sit there and do this gimmick. And they just I like that, bro. That's a great idea. Very good, Sean. Very good idea, bro.
Show people how they're supposed to act at wrestling events.
That's a great idea, bro.
I think that would be great. So I like that pick. It is getting rough here, isn't it? Whew, boy. I'm going to go with the Lucha Dragons. Crappy, no charisma team.
I'm going to go with, bro. I'm going to go with Nia Jax.
Good pick. I will counter that by taking Carmella. So you cannot reunite her with Enzo and Cass in any way, shape, or form. And I think that she became quite a part of that act. I was surprised when she didn't get called up.
Yeah. Was there any rumored reason behind that?
She just wasn't ready. And they thought, according to Triple H, they saw money in her.
And they didn't. So what? They didn't see money in her with Enzo and Cass?
I guess not yet.
All right. What do I know? All right. What number are we on, bro?
We are at number 22.
Oh boy.
Somebody asks if we can draft the dilapidated boat from the final deletion. I wish.
I would draft that right now.
Oh, I'd draft Matt Hardy to my creative team, probably at number 3 or 4. He's incredible.
All right, bro. You know what I'm going to do here? And I think this is a good move at this point in the draft. Okay?
Yeah.
Because I'm getting 3 for the price of 1. And they've done nothing with any of these guys. So there are 3 guys on the roster. I could do something with them. I'm taking the Social Outcasts.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
That's not bad, bro. I don't think that's bad. I'll tell you, that's bad, bro. Turn the Hennig kid into Kurt Hennig's son.
You know what I think they always should have done with Bo Dallas?
What's that?
He has no direction. He is what he is, right? He's going to be that. He's Bray Wyatt's brother. Why not use him as the Wyatt whipping boy?
Why not?
He gets the shit kicked out of him by the rest of Social Outcasts.
Why not?
The Wyatts show up and save him, and he looks pathetic and sad, and he's crying, and there's his brother Bray with his arms wide open.
I can see that.
Yeah, he finally gets accepted by his brother. I think that'd be cool, and you have the tools there to do that. I'm booking your whole show for you, Vince. Man, I didn't really want to take him because I'm not that into him personally, but I think that passing on Austin Aries at this point, he can get it done in the ring.
All right, what number are we up to, bro?
23.
All right, I'm gonna pick somebody here too that can get it done in the ring. I need a good little worker, and he definitely can get it done in the ring. I'm not gonna take that away from him. I'm gonna go with Neville.
Yeah, that was gonna be my next pick. I'll flash that back up there for you all soon. I think that Neville is not necessarily a steal at this level, but he's good. I'm looking down this list here. Whew. Let's see. I will go with Natalya.
And that's 23 for you, bro?
Yes, 23.
Yeah. Yeah, no, bro. Like, I can't believe like she was going this late. You know what I'm saying? I kept looking at her and I'm like, she's got it. Somebody's got to pick her. You know what I mean?
Yeah. She's very valuable. You can always put her in a title program and she manages to stretch it out and deliver in the ring.
All right. So we're 24 now, right?
Yes.
Bro, I have to take at 24. I mean, I have to. I got to take Sheamus.
Another good one. Along those same lines, at 24, I have to take the Big Show. For one reason in particular, he just challenged Shaq to a match at WrestleMania. And say what you will about that match, but ESPN's going to cover that match. People are going to be curious about that match. So I'm gonna take him there.
All right. Well, bro, my last pick in my last draft where I wiped the streets with Jeff Lane was I needed a personal assistant to follow me around and rub my feet. So I picked Alicia Fox, quite frankly. But I know you're a veteran there, so I can't waste the last pick on haha.
Yeah.
But I got one very important question to ask you, bro. And it's gonna determine my last pick.
What's that, Vince?
Does Mr. Backlund come with Darren Young?
He sure as hell does.
There you go.
I got to say, that was going to be my last pick. Especially after, did you hear the reaction he got Monday?
Yes.
They made Darren Young great for at least one night.
Yep.
Those vignettes worked. You and I are both big proponents of the vignettes, and good for him. Okay, my last pick. Guys on the board, who should I? Somebody says Rude's been ready for years. I didn't have Bobby Roode on the list. Has he signed a full deal? Either way, it wouldn't be fair for me to let Vince pick all the way through and then take him. But to hell with fair.
No, you can't. You ain't doing that, bro. That you're not getting away with.
We will make note that Bobby Roode was not on the list. I should have included him. A lot of people saying Zack Ryder. You all got to be crazy. Actually, maybe not that crazy. Let me run through this list real quick. Here are some of the names that are still on the board, guys. I think Ty Dillinger's really underrated. Jack Swagger is on there, former world champion. Dana Brooke, who Vince did not take with Charlotte. Golden Truth, Breezango, Andrade Cien Almas is still up there. Emma is still up there. I think she's very good as well. Kane still on there. I think that I will take I'll go with Andrade Cien Almas. That way I can actually run live events in Mexico with Del Rio and Almas and the Lucha Dragons. Meanwhile, you're stuck to wherever the hell you're running. I'll put this up here, guys. Now, there is a supplemental draft. It will not be done tonight. I will post the supplemental draft results tomorrow. Probably. Yeah, tomorrow, because I will let Vince know of his supplemental picks in which he receives. Let me make sure this is up here for everybody. Can you see that, Vince?
Yeah, make sure you send this to me too, though, bro.
Of course.
To me? Okay.
Of course. Vince will get a copy.
I will bro, can I ask you a serious question?
Is the question going to be, damn it, Sean, how am I going to top John Cena versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania?
No, the question is how freaking embarrassed are you right now looking at these two drafts?
I feel really bad for you, Vince. I do. Because I've got big time matches if I want them. I do. I do. You know, I wish I could have done Joe versus Lesnar. I really do. But I've got some big matches. I do. But hey, you never know. We could orchestrate a trade. There's still some things. Not everything has been settled as of yet. And this will be up on a Twitter poll. And I told them I'm at the mercy of all your followers, all your cronies that you have, Vince. I know you got them. My friend IQ Wrestler, when he first heard that I was working with you, he said, "Where can I apply to be Vince's crony?"
See, there you go, bro.
I said, "There's no application process. He'll just take you."
I'll take any crony I can get my hands on. Are you kidding me, bro?
You'll get a roster full of them.
Hey, you could explain to me real quick though. I don't understand. Like, what is this supplemental thing? I don't understand that. Explain that to me.
Supplemental draft is a random draft in which make sure that we have an even number of people, and not necessarily with depth because it's completely at random. I'm going to randomize it, and our rosters will be filled out by some of the remaining names. Some of the guys like Rich Swann, who are not ready, will not be picked. He was on that list because Rob picked him in the last draft. Needless to say, Rob didn't win, and I like Rich Swann. But the guys like Kane, the guys like the Ascension, they will be assigned at random to us to where we have an even number of people, a relatively even number of women as well.
How do they get assigned randomly? How's that happen?
I basically take the ones that I want and give you the scrap.
That's what I was getting at, but I didn't want to say that. So, but that's
I will make sure it is done at random, completely at random, because I'm an honorable human being, Vince. Yeah, I'm not on Jim Cornette's bad side. And obviously, I got to be an honorable human being if that's the case, right?
I hope so, bro.
Let me ask you, what do you think of my roster? Do you really think it's that bad?
Put them up again. There's a big difference in our rosters, bro, and I think I think the difference is
mine's better.
No, I think we both went for this style of wrestling that we like. I think you like the in-ring a little bit more.
Come on, I took John Cena and Roman Reigns.
But bro, come on, look at that. You got Nakamura, you got Owens, you got Joe, you got Baylor, you got Banks. I think you went a little bit more of the way of worker, and that's cool. I went to a little bit more, I mean, bro, come on, let's face it. I got Nikki Bella and I got Eva Marie.
Nikki Bella can work her ass off.
She can work. But I'm looking a little bit more on the entertainment value.
Well, look at you, Vince. You took Seth Rollins. You took, let's see, Asuka. You took your boy, Sami Zayn.
Bro, I got to trade Zayn. Like, can I, bro, I'll take a loaf of bread for Sami Zayn.
You took Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn, bro. Look at that, huh?
I'm going to highlight that for everybody. Let me see what I can do here. Underline that bad boy for you. Headline: Vince Russo selects Sami Zayn in the Fightful.com mock draft.
Bro, my last draft for the brand, I had Zayn and Owens, bro. My last draft.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think they could. I was cool with them coming in and feuding. I would probably like them more as a team at this point. Like,
I agree. I agree.
The two that hate each other so much, and they thought they were going to be split up by this draft, and there they are again.
I agree, bro. You got some, Sean. I got to tell you something. I'm not pulling you late. You got some really good ideas, bro. Because bro. How many times are we going to see the right and left exchange with these two guys? Like, enough. Yeah. So I like that idea, bro. I like that idea.
I thought if they were going to do it, why not? I don't know how familiar you are with Family Guy. I'm not a big fan of the show.
I'm not.
But they got the Peter Griffin versus the chicken thing, where they just beat the shit out of each other every time they see each other.
Bro, you know what? You know why I'm not a fan of the show? 2 reasons.
It sucks.
No, 2 reasons. First of all, why is the kid's head shaped like a football? That's number 1. And number 2, why is the dog talk?
Maybe it's Hey Arnold's illegitimate child.
Those are my issues with that show. You got a talking dog and you got football head. You lost me right there, bro.
Football head was the nickname of Arnold on Hey Arnold and Nickelodeon. So, like I said, that lends credence to my thing. Guys,
what happens now? What happens from here? Tell me, where do we go from here? What happens?
I will send you the supplemental draft results. I will post them on the site separately as well. That way the people know. This weekend, we will both do columns. Saturday, Sunday, it'll be around sometime. You will explain your picks, maybe tear my picks apart. And then at the bottom, you will create your dream card. If your brand had a WrestleMania.
A WrestleMania. So not the next pay-per-view, like the show.
Sure, yes, the show. The best show you can put forth. And I will do the same. And our fans will vote on Twitter at Fightful Online. Remember, guys, you can only see this at Fightful.com Tell your friends. Wake up anybody. If they're dead, you know what? Just stop the funeral, open the casket, put a laptop in their face. Fightful.com is the place you want to be. Vince,
now, do I also, you said that I could rip you a pics. Do I also have the creative liberty to just rip you personally?
Yeah, sure. I mean, come on, Vince. Do you want to go there, buddy?
Bro, I got to tell you something, Sean Ross Sapp. I like the idea of a Tommy bringing in the little 5 Japanese people, and they do this. I think that's phenomenal.
I'm getting Brad Siegel and Jim Cornette on my show then.
Very fun, very nice, bro. Very nice.
I'm doing it. We're going see, here's the thing. They can't even script Shane and Stephanie to go at each other's throats. We do a show once a week, and here we are. Here we are,
bro. Let's go. Let's do this thing.
Guys, thank you so much. Fightful.com, draftbeast.com. Check out our great sponsor of this fantastic show. Until next time, we are out.